So this work has been done during my PhD thesis, and I'm working with Sylvia Bonabel and Frédéric Barbaresco. So the motivation of this work is in three different parts. So the first motivation is to build a 2D kinematic model in a frame attached to the object that we want to track. The second motivation is to build some filter that is robust to handle this model, and then apply the problem to the drone estimation, apply the method to the drone estimation problem, drone tracking estimation. So I propose to do this in three different parts. So the first part is to build a model. Then I will show how we can build a robust filter called the invariant extended Kalman filter to deal with the matricial representation that I will show in the model. And then I will show that we can even adapt this filter to build a more robust one. So the model we choose in 2D is the model of a non-holonomous car. So the state vector is has 5 dimensions. So there is the orientation angle theta, the Cartesian position in 2D, the tangential velocity and the angular velocity. And we represent, so this state is meant to represent the model in a frame attached to the object. So then the kinematic model is written here. So we have, that is the model of a non-holonomous car, the motion of a non-holonomous car, and we choose to have constant tangential and angular velocities. So this is the standard vectorial formulation of the evolution equation, but we can see that we can embed part of this equation into a matricial Lie group formulation. So we build the matrix key that represents the 2D rotation and translation, and we can write the vectorial equations in a more compact way with the use of the matrix key and this matrix here. And for the velocities, we keep vectorial formulation. And we also suppose that we have a polar measurement equation. So the measure yn is the transformation of the Cartesian position to polar coordinates. And we add Gaussian white noise. So this is the expression of our model. And now we want to build a filtering algorithm to handle this matricial, partly matricial model. So if we consider only the Lie group part of the model key, then we have to design a slightly different error than we are used to. So usually the error is defined as the difference between the predicted state and the true state. Since we're in a Lie group, we cannot do this, so we define the error as a matricial inversion between the predicted and the true states. And then we have to compute the evolution of the linearized error. So we perform linearization in the Lie algebra, and we compute this evolution of the error. So this has been done in a previous work with Axel Barraud and Sylvia Bonabel, and it has been proved that the matrix A is independent of the predicted position and the predicted orientation. So unfortunately for our problem, A depends of the predicted angular velocity and predicted tangential velocity, because they are not, we cannot embed that in the Lie group overall formulation. So then once we have this evolution error equation, we can adapt the standard Kalman filter equations to match the representation, and we have to adapt the vectorial operations to the Lie group's operations. So this gives us the following Kalman filter, which looks very similar to any Kalman filter. So we call it the IEKF for invariant extended Kalman filter. We have 2 steps. The propagation step So we propagate the model. And then we compute the covariance matrix evolution thanks to the matrix R of the previous slide equation. So that's for the propagation step. And then we have the update step. So it's exactly the same update step as the Kalman, standard Kalman filter, except that we have adapted the operation here. But we see that we have the matrix Hn, which is the measurement matrix, that appears here. And this matrix, since the measurement is nonlinear, we need to compute the Jacobian of the measurement function to get this matrix. So this is a problem because we have to perform a linearization around the predicted position. And we don't want to do that because if the Kalman gain depends on on a linearization around the predicted state, then it can diverge as the extended Kalman filter diverges. So we want to avoid to compute the linearization around the predicted state to avoid getting back into the EKF's instability problems. So the solution is to replace the update step of our invariant extended Kalman filter with an update step that does not need any linearizations. And there is a very famous filter that does this. It's called the UKF for unsettled Kalman filter. So we use UKF adapted to Lie group formulations. So the unsettled Kalman filter uses a deterministic set of points that represents the distribution of our states, and it propagates this deterministic set of points to recover then the mean and covariance of the state. And we have to adapt. So the standard formulation of UKF is made for vector formulations, and we have to adapt it to match our partly matricial formulation. So this has been done in a work with Martin Brossard and Sylvain Bonnabel. And I just recalled here the equations, but they are fully explained in this work. So we have to build a set of deterministic sigma points, and then we propagate them through the measurement function here. So we have a set of predicted measurements, yi. And then we can compute the mean and covariance of the distribution. So we have so that's not the measure. In fact, it's the measurement mean y bar, and then we can recover with different computations the update of the state and the update of the covariance of the states. So all the computations is just a reminder here, but they can all be found in the paper. So. Finally, we get a kind of hybrid filter with the propagation step of the IEKF that is satisfying for us, and the update step of the UKF. And we see in this formulation that I told before that A did not depend on the predicted orientation and position. And here we do not linearize around the predicted position. So we have built a filter that whose error evolution does not depend on predicted position. So we have applied this to drone tracking problems. So we have 3 different drone trajectories that are different, that have different kinematic characteristics, and that were made by 3 different type of drones. So there was a quadrupter, a hexacopter, I don't know how to say it in English, and a planar wing drone. And so these are from real flights experiments, and these are the GPS position given by the GPS on the drone, and we have added noise by hand to get noisy measurements. So that's the result we get. So our first, so here I computed the RMSE, so the root mean squared errors for each parameters on all trajectories for 3 different algorithms. The first is the standard EKF, then the IEKF, which is the one with the measurement linearization, and then the UKF that I presented just before. And what I did is, because we have always a problem for the model noise parametrization. So to parameterize the algorithms, I did optimize the model noise for each experiment on each algorithm. So what we see is that the IEKF and IUKF work better than the EKF on all parameters. They are overall very much better, so that's the first results that we are interested in. And then we see that the IUKF performs slightly better than the IEKF, especially on velocity, so tangential and angular velocity computations, which is something that we are interested in radar applications, because we want to track the object, the drone or plane, and we want to tell the radar in which direction to look for the next measurement. So we are very interested mostly in the tangential velocity value. So thank you for your attention.
Are there questions for our speaker? Yes, Johannes?
So, do you have any estimation of the domain of attraction? I mean, do you have a convergence analysis about?
Well, in fact, it's difficult to prove convergence, almost impossible, because what I did say is that this matrix A does not depend on predicted orientation and position, but it still depends on predicted tangential velocity and angular velocity, which is of less concern regarding instability, experimental instability, but we cannot prove theoretical convergence in this case.
Any simulations? I mean, do you? Is it working? I mean, globally. I mean, in essence, at least, do you have any idea through simulations? I mean, what should be the expected convergence properties?
I don't have really some properties and only visual results that shows that after some jumping parameters, after a jump in the trajectory, the filters converge more rapidly than the EKF, for instance. But I don't have any analytical results.
Okay. Thank you.
Another question?
What was the alpha parameter and the alpha?
This one. Okay, it's the sigma points, in fact. So from the current state and covariance, we choose a set of points that are supposed to represent correctly the distribution.
Right, but there's a 0 at the top of it.
Here?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Yes, but in fact it's because we use the group formulation, and it's 0 here, but we find the state again in this formula.
I guess my only concern is if you go on the next slide,
Yes.
there's a subtraction of alpha I minus alpha bar.
Yes.
And so isn't part of the group like what? Okay, the bottom of that is and omega.
No, sorry, this is not really good notations. This is not V, because I didn't say, but we have to augment the size of the state. So to the state, we add what we call we add the measurement noise, in fact. So this V is the measurement noise, and this is the state part.
Okay. Another question? No? Okay, so let's thank Marion again.